You trying it, you keep trying it until you get it, and want to make sure like my challenge to them is like, hey, I want to see you here tomorrow, and then when I see you tomorrow, hey, I'm gonna see you another day. Or what's your rest day? I'll leave you on your rest day, but I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you the next day after that, and let's keep going. Let's keep pushing. You know, you paid for this membership. Don't just be giving away free money. Come on, show up and do what it takes. If you want to come in the mornings, be consistent. If you miss the mornings, you can either go in the afternoon or don't judge yourself. Make sure you show up the next day. But the key is that you show up.
That's good. You know, a lot of times we get on people for when they start something, when they start a change. But the reality is change has to start somewhere. You know, the new habit has to start somewhere. So if they use New Year's Day as a catalyst to make that change, so be it. You know, a lot of times we talk about people who go to jail and prison and they start following God while they're in prison. They like, you got this jailhouse religion. Well, what else, you know, what's the perfect time to start serving God? Today. And so it doesn't matter if you're in a jail, prison, or wherever. But a lot of times we can't knock people for them really putting that effort out there. I love how Larry supported people in that moment. And that's what a lot of times what we have to do is not knock them because it's like, oh, I've been doing this. Well, since you've been doing this, you should be the one that helps somebody to get to the point where you're at, you know? And so I love that.
Yeah, like that song. It's this Adele song I use it for my cool downs on one of the workouts. Hello, right? And it kind of you know, saying hello to the other side, right? You because everything has a beginning and an end, and you know you got to start at that beginning, but you know that ending is coming. You know, once you start something, when you start the workout's going to be over. You know, you're going to get to the end. You're going to make it to the other side. When it starts off, it might be tough, maybe hard, you may not want to do it, you know, but if you keep pushing and you get through it, and all of a sudden you're on that other side. And you're saying, hello, I made it, dude. I'm on that other side.
Nice. Okay, so John said I had a resolution to not have a beer yesterday. I had 6, so there goes. It's never a bad time. Start again, brother. Start again. It's okay.
Just said you didn't have a beer, so that could be good.
Reese said I quit drinking in 2019, smoking in March 2021. Make a resolution when you're ready. Indeed.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Man.
Nice.
There you go.
So goals are more. Rod says, so goals are more achievable in community. Do we need to set family goals?
Oh, that's beautiful right there, man. That's
wow.
Beautiful. Yeah, right. It's always easier. It's always easier when you have more people going with you. You know?
Yeah. 100%.
You know, so
100%.
if I say, hey brothers, on this call right now, let's do a marathon, you'd be like, nah, man, you know, a marathon, you know, but I'm sure.
Yeah, my time is set up.
But I'm sure. I'm sure if we started together, if we started together, we'll finish it together.
Right.
You know, is what I'm saying. And so that person has a really great point. We definitely set family goals every year, throughout the year. You know, we set family goals, and we're very intentional and what they mean for the individual and for the collective as well. So, yeah. I missed that one.
So Reese says, he said, I'm sorry. Are we just going to ignore that Dell reference? I was kind of moving past it for now, brother. I was going to revisit it. We're going to come back. We're going to circle back on that. But I'll let them go with it.
Ocho Chico loves her. I don't really care for her.
Brother, listen to Dell. I think
Wait. He obviously didn't say the name of the person who sings the song. So the other person knowing the name of the person that sings the song, see, that's that brother to be back there listening to it, jamming to it, having a tear in his eye. I don't listen to that.
We at least have listening parties together, you know. That's all. That's what that
is. Look at that. Hey, ain't nothing wrong.
We went to the sing along.
That's all I gotta say. Listen, you like Adele, go ahead and get. Look at John's like, who's Adele?
Good answer. It was
See,
good answer. Good answer, John. Good answer.
oh, did he?
He did.
My
He
bad.
did say that.
My
though, so
bad.
he did.
He did say that. All right.
I
My
did
bad.
say that. I did say that.
He did.
Ah,
Absolutely.
We still
how's
have
that
listened
song go?
together.
Marathon, a double ultra.
Listen, man, I'm trying to figure out how I get on that playlist. You know, that's all I want
But
to
you
know.
know, I'm gonna tell
You know
you,
what I'm saying?
I like how you broke that down though. It's like hello to the other side, like it's that next level's coming.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. All right. So
I got you. Now you're on there.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
you're the beginning. We gotta hype up. Oh no, or you're the end. Here to make a meal.
It was in the I believe it was in the Thanksgiving playlist that make a meal joint.
Oh, there we go.
The Thanksgiving workout.
See what I'm saying?
There we go.
That's the new Thanksgiving theme, y'all. Make a
Make
meal.
a meal.
Make
Oh, that
a
makes
meal.
sense. That makes sense.
It's going to replace the beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, yams, mugs.
That's
You
irreplaceable.
Name it.
Absolutely. All right. Real quick, Larry.
Yes, sir.
You got a word for us today? We have a word.
Oh, yeah. Do we throw it out there? Do we pick one to do it? I love Kaneem's interpretations, but
yeah, we're gonna give the word, give the definition, and then we're gonna throw it to Kaneem because he's gonna break it down for us.
All right.
They want a hood dictionary. Come on with it.
Here we go. Kerfluffle.
Oh man,
Kerfuffle.
come on, man. I ain't never used that in no sentence, man.
Supposedly derived from Scottish or Irish. Kerfuffle
Man, that Adele song is a kerfuffle.
And describes when someone's making a fuss out of something that doesn't require it.
Ooh.
Don't pretend you haven't done this.
Yeah, you asked me about this word is a kerfluffle. Making something out of that.
Sam said, "Spell it. Spell it."
Kerfuffle. Kerfuffle.
Kerfluffle.
Yeah, I mean, can you do a tally or do give me some numbers on how many people have used that in a sentence that's on right now?
Everybody
on
right now. Let me go to my.
I mean, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that all five of us are not using that in conversation.
Kaneem.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I've actually used that word.
Okay.
I mean, but I think that you were in dire straits and in a position where you had no choice. So I give you that. But
there's a
let's
guy
say
that was in prison with me, and he used to read a word of the day every day, and he'd go through the dictionary and he'd tell me these words, and he would always share these words, and kerfuffle was one of those words.
oh, see, that's a whole different understanding right there.
I began to learn how to, I learned that word. I should say that word. A couple words stick out when I think about him, like curmudgeon. That was one of the others. But
curmudgeon.
Yeah.
What's the?
Yeah, but see, you're taking it back to a moment.
Yeah.
You're thinking back to a moment in time where, it stayed on your brain because you was actually sharing a moment with your mate. You know what I'm saying? So, but in the free world. Let me ask you this. Have you used that word in the free world with your own free will?
Kaneem going around and he's not trying to use it in a sentence, is making a kerfuffle of the situation.
Hey, well, I'll be a kerfuffler. Because I don't know how to use that in sentence. I ain't never. I'm not saying I ain't never heard it before.
when they was in
We-
the prison
we-
using
we-
the big old words out of,
You're doing it.
out of context.
You're actually doing the word. Is when someone's making a fuss out of something that doesn't require it. It don't require a fuss. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
and that's what we doing.
You making a big kerfuffle right now.
Kerfuffle. This is
That
kerfuffle
that
of a
is.
broadcast.
You done it. You did it. You did it, brother. Larry, you brought it on home, brother. You brought it on home.
Johnson, is it kerfuffle a street name? Is it your street name?
In the free world. Oh,
right.
In the free world.
This seems to be
Hey, Talbot.
Yeah.
Hey, when you was locked up, that's all folks we talking about. Getting to the free world. When I get free. It's either when I get free or when I go home.
You're right.
It ain't no in between. Man, as soon as I get free, or man, as soon as I get home, that's it.
And the conversations from everybody, whether you got 1 year or life, doesn't matter.
It's gonna be one of them two statements.
Kaneem's boy Trump.
Boom boom room.
Right.
Kaneem's
Reference and y'all good. If you don't, sorry for you.
Nah, boom boom room's alive.
Kaneem's boy Trump thinks everybody's making a kerfuffle over January 6th.
There we go. Making the
Well,
nothing.
Since you brought him up in 2024,
all I gotta say is expand your friend group and you'll hear a kerfuffle a lot more.
I'm trying to, brother. I'm trying. I'm actually trying to get some other nationalities into my circle.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, but not other than Caucasian. I'm talking about,
I got you.
Maybe some Turkish, maybe some Greek, maybe some Palestinian or something like that. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm seeking out specific ethnic groups to add to my my social circle.
Okay.
How about
man? I mean, you'll be surprised, man. Other cultures, man, they think of life totally different than what we do. Like life, not just culture, but life.
Right. Absolutely. Like
Chris doesn't like my
fried with hot sauce. See, look at that, Kaneem. He said you got a closet Jew in your circle. It's not much of a start. It's a start.
Now let me ask you. Now are all, because I'm about to show my ignorance. Are all Jews from Israel? Because I don't know. I'm asking.
Okay.
Hey, that's a good question.
Not bad. That's not too bad. That might not get.
I think all Jews are from Africa, though.
No,
because we all from the motherland. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I bet you learned that from your mate too, did you? Well, y'all learning kerfuffle. You want to put that?
Yes and no. Kind of like Mexicans are from Tijuana.
They not?
Okay. Well, I mean, Jeff is Jewish, so he would know.
That's fair. That's a fair statement.
Right.
All right. So, listen, before we start closing out, I want you guys to stay connected to Matt Genius. He is on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you check out his stuff. He's on Apple Music, any music player that you have. Just look up Matt with 1 T, Matt Genius. And real talk, if you need a therapist in the Georgia area, definitely connect with them. See if we can make it happen. Probably anywhere in the world. They'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Licensed in Georgia and Florida, though.
Okay, because I was going to say Florida. I was like, did he rescind his Florida? Okay, no. So he's spreading out. So we now in Georgia and Florida.
Right.
So make sure you guys connect.
So, AD, before we close out, can I introduce that? Can I introduce that topic and why I sent it to you today?
Sure. So tomorrow.
And,
No, next week.
well,
Next week.
I want to make sure like we can bring this back up sometime in the future, and Matt
Yes.
is mulling over.
Yes, sir.
So last couple of days, I've seen some things with police and brutality and stuff like that again, and it's coming up. And we kind of, because we're getting desensitized, it seems like, to it, right? And so a friend of mine who is from my hometown, he's doing a lot of great things, turning his life around and everything else. And he went Facebook Live the other day for being pulled over, and the police literally shattered his window, snatched him out of the car, and broke his arm on Facebook Live for a traffic stop that was at most from having a seatbelt, no seatbelt on, no front license plate, a traffic stop. They wanted him to get out the car, and he was like, "I don't need to get out the car. What for? What? And so he's violating his rights there. So there is that. And then this morning, I'm looking at Roland Martin and see this young lady who is getting, in a domestic violence situation in LA, and she calls the police. The police come within seconds of them going into her house. They shoot her 4 times and kill her. And, one of the things that I want to, us to be mindful of, and, when we see these kinds of things, that we have to realize that there's this collective trauma that continues to happen. And that's something that I want us to be aware that, like, just because we don't see things on TV all the time, or the brutality that's out there, we often don't think that that police brutality is a real thing, or that police should have this immunity. But the reality is, a lot of times when we talk about how communities are anti-police and anti-this, it's because they continue to see things like this, which then continues to build into that collective trauma or that community trauma. And so that's something that I just want us to be aware of, and something maybe we could discuss here coming up.
Okay. Man, definitely, man. First, I just really quick, I would like to just send, more than my thoughts and prayers, but definitely be checking in on you, to, see how we can connect with your friend who this, tragic event happened to. And then, of course, whatever support we can, and however we can support that effort, we'll try to make sure we coordinate something with AD, because I know that's personal to you. And so however we can support you, brother, and hopefully get to that brother as well, we'll see what we can do about that. I think another part of having these conversations is making sure that we're protecting ourselves as well. That collective trauma is not in just seeing it over and over, but it's also how we talk about it as well. We have to make sure that we prepare ourselves off screen and on screen on how we speak about these things, to make sure that early in the morning, we're not going too heavy without the safety net of making sure we can help people get back to a centered space before they start the rest of their day as well. So I don't know if we have a chance, AD, to talk more about these types of conversations, when we can have them and how we can have them, how we can prepare, start to finish, but I think this is something that we definitely need to talk about. Something that's very personal to me as well. Police brutality has been something that have happened to me personally and some of my close family and friends as well. So the subject isn't far from me. I'd love to get into it, but I want to make sure we're protecting ourselves as we speak about these topics moving forward as well.
And that's the reason why I want to bring it up now, so that we can get people back to center, because a lot of times what we do is we talk about these in such a way that we rage, make people go into a rage, and then they don't know how to get back to the point of understanding that, yes, I'm angry, but I still need to press.
Right.
Yes, I don't like this, but I still need to press forward.
Right.
And because there's this issue that's out there, and we cannot say that this issue is done with. This is a 1950s thing or 1860s thing. No, this is a 2023 thing, and so 2024 now. So it's one of those things that, as we continue, if we don't address it, we leave it out there in a way that it keeps happening. But if we can't leave people in this state of trauma or continually being abused through what they see on TV or hear, and can't find a way to really engage life in a better way, in spite of. And so that's why I brought it up now, because I think that we can help people heal, and we can help people move forward, because this kind of mess and madness, it hurts, and then people just want to give up and throw up their hands and cuss, and
Yeah.
And it ends up harming them more than it harms the other situations.
Yeah. And majorly, and it's one of the reasons why I stopped watching sports. Right, I stopped watching sports because I got tired of finding somebody else's name, and they're doing all this, wearing T-shirts, taking a moment of silence on the stuff, but not. There's no action. There's no action. There's no change. And I know it's just I'm just one person, but what I get from it is when somebody comes to me, hey, did you see such a game? And I go, I'm not watching sports, and they ask why, and what happens is it starts the conversation where I let people know, hey, this is how I feel, and until change happens, I won't do it. Now, hearing these new things, Thomas, I'm kind of heartbroken because I kind of reneged this past weekend or this past earlier this week, and I turned to ESPN. And I watched the game, and now I'm like, crap. See? So now I gotta be steadfast. I'm not watching college football championship. Those young men do a lot of work to get themselves, their bodies right, and to be able to perform at this big stage. And I won't be able to support them. So I'm sorry, but yeah, but
I feel you on that. But I got a question, right? And I know Kenny gonna have something to say. You're gonna look at me crazy. So there's always there's a yin and a yang, right? There's a happy and there's sad, right? So we say collective trauma. So what I realized in thinking about the collective trauma, it's basically, it could be like a pandemic, mass, big stuff happening, and all of us collectively are affected, and we're going through, and it probably started with like a group therapy, like everybody needs to decompress, and I'm sure Matt has a toolbox full of stuff to help a mass group of people going through a specific thing or thinking about it. I'm sure it's where we're leading to. We're gonna have another group come together, but so with the collective trauma, it's so funny when you said sports, and y'all know me, I'm not the sports fan at all. No, real talk. But
yeah,
can sports be the therapeutic thing to collectively bring us together?
It could be. It could be. It could be. Collective trauma, though, I think you have to really hit it home, because it's not as simple as saying the experiences we had over the pandemic, wearing masks, like everybody didn't experience the pandemic the same,
Right,
because we're
100%.
not in the same space. And so some of it was more traumatic for others, and it was like a day in the park. And so trauma hits us differently based on some of our own transgenerational experiences. Some of us are just more apt to experience trauma in a different way. And so the collective trauma that hits, let's say, an African-American male, seeing and hearing these stories is different from another person watching this news and getting the same story as well, because we know people this has happened to. It probably has happened to us. It probably has happened to our neighbor, our fathers, our brothers. And so it does something to how you start to then think in that time period, and your heart rate. And so, but it's not just your experience, because your a friend who you went to high school with is dealing with this too, your brother. That's the collectivism that I think when we talk about collective trauma, which is a little different from, what you described. Now the remedy, really quick, just the remedy is what he was saying of sports being one of. I love sports because sports allows us to bring intimacy in a way that we may not necessarily would do without it. Meaning we connect with people that are complete strangers. We hug, we high five, Facebook, we do all these things, which is very intimate, which is a good thing. But I think we need to cheer for different things other than sports, man. We need to find other stories that are in our communities to really feel important in the energy. Imagine heralding a local champion in your community and give them the accolades that we give one of these athletes for scoring one touchdown in one game. I mean, you're talking about 70,000 people, abruptly just cheering for one person, making that
Right.
person feel like they've just changed the
Yeah.
world. When somebody in
Yeah.
your community can take that energy you give them and do more with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yes, the things that bring us together are could be the same things that bring us together in a different way when focused at the right energy. I'd like to throw a parade for AD by the end of this year. How about that? Right?
There we
The
go.
AD parade for
I got my
creating
point on
brother-
and everything.
There you go, man. The Brothers of Legacy parade. You know what I'm saying? We'll
There
do it
you
in
go.
your
There you
home,
go. Exactly.
something like
Right.
that to really get the attention and the highlights that you deserve, AD, and each one of us
Right.
deserve in a right
Indeed.
for being the individuals that we are. And
100%.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, sports is one of those, antidotes to bring us together. But if we
Right.
could do that in other ways, let's get it.
Yeah, but like I know this is introduction, Thomas, but this really quick, and like Matt was like everybody's experiences, right? So my mother, she worked for NYPD, so I grew up with cops as my friends, like the whole time. I was like younger, I was cool with every cop. Didn't matter what color they were. It was a cop, and it was in their place. They were, hey Larry, what's going on? And let me sit at their desk or whatever while they gonna call or whatever on stuff. And from there to the first time a gun was put to my head was by a cop. It was like I got slapped in the face by someone that I used to trust. So it was like whoa. And not only that they did that, they had intent on beating me up and drop me off in another neighborhood and to say I got jumped over there. They found me over there, jumped. So it's things still haven't changed. The only difference is I survived, where they go ahead and pull that trigger. They don't just hold the gun. They pull it now. So so ever since then, it's like I see when I shake and like the other day. I was walking out a Best Buy, and I actually wanted the Virginia to carry as an open carry state, right? I don't open carry because I don't want to, especially now where things are going down, because I don't want to come up to statistic. I don't want people to learn the name Larry Banks for over that, right? And I actually wanted to talk to this cop and say, hey. If I had open carry that came into this store, would you have had a problem with me? Would you have considered me a threat? And I think it's okay for us to have those conversations, and maybe that's something we need to do. Is like, hey, walk up and talk to them, and you come to them civil, and you talk about a situation. So, hey, what does it take for you to not reach for that gun, or say you reach for your taser? Because I'm doing what, as a law-abiding citizen and my right to do, can't, right? So, but yeah, I know we clocked out, and yeah, Thomas, it's yeah. Thanks for that live, Matt. We're gonna need to schedule a time after the podcast next week for your couch.
Man, I got you, man. No worries, man. And this is partially what I was referring to, AD. Like, we got to end on a higher note, man. This is like,
right. Come on down. I know.
Right? Yeah, and and I didn't mean to. I just I had to get that off my chest, and this is a
what a kerfluffle.
Yeah,
what a kerfluffle has been called.
Quagmire. Yeah, you said transgenerational. Can I get a definition, please?
Nah, I was just about to type it in for you. Transgenerational is just a period of time to happen over multiple generations. So grandparents, your kids. Transgeneration mean whatever impacted them can impact you, can impact their kids, and so forth. So
I was asking for a friend, like everybody else, like stop typing because they all.
So good.
We got no more chats. When you said that, the whole chat group just
got quiet. Everybody got quiet.
It was a kerfuffle.
It's a kerfuffle of a situation.
But there's one thing I want to throw in. What Larry said.
There you go.
These used to be my friends or people I trusted until they weren't. I feel the same way. Like growing up, it wasn't like I was looking at the first thought of police wasn't what we think of today. The first thought was they're trustworthy. They're supposed to protect and serve. I used to watch Adam 12. I used to watch SWAT, all these other things and everything else. Life has a way of changing that.
True. All right, we're gonna get ready to roll up out of here. Yes, sir. Matt, appreciate you being here, man. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Appreciate all the support, guys. I can't wait to pick up this conversation on next time. Peace and blessings.
I'm gonna cry after this.
Wow, that's pretty deep, my brother.
But Larry cries over a stuffed animal coming out, the latest stuffed animal. They didn't drop the latest stuffed animal.
There were times I confided in you, man. I confided in you about that. Come on, man. Oh, man. Oh,
let's see other groups that way.
Reese, that's a good question, and I think
we're gonna end on
a
a high
great
note.
answer.
We ain't gonna even
It's
go
a
down
long
this
one,
rabbit hole, but I appreciate you, Reese.
Reese.
That's a great.
Don't do my man Reese like that. I mean, those are good questions, though.
That question,
I couldn't even see the question.
Other people want to hear those answers, but the reality is there are realities, and that it doesn't have to be either or. It can be a both and that's what we try to separate this as a either or kind of thing. But there's a both and if we got to hold both sides accountable. And so there are two sides to be held accountable. You can't just be like, well, let's overlook this. And, but that's a much deeper conversation. That's a really good question.
Right.
Hey, Reese, what time is our listening party? Reese, tonight, what time is the meetup tonight to listen to that new Adele single? Hello to the other side times part 2.
So Reese, I got to say this real quick. We will never suggest that, but you will have this implicit bias that does. Yes, and so there's a lot of times when you have a way that things actually happen. I would. That's a different conversation. I would love to bring that back up. I'll even jump on your show to talk about that. Just saying.
Just wait for that invite.
He put himself on the waiver wire. Was that the transfer portal? Is that what that was?
All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Everyone coming through, sharing your thoughts. To Matt Genius for being here and sharing his expertise and thoughts and hanging out with us. Larry, Thomas, Mr. Kaneem Curve, appreciate you guys for rocking it, holding it down. Just as a programming note, Brian is going to new heights, doing some awesome stuff. So he's going to be in and out. So if you don't see him for a time, don't worry. He's still a part. Because, everybody likes mess. Ooh, what happened to Brian? Ooh, what happened? All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. Make sure you share. Listen, what I need y'all to do, I need y'all to do me a favor. I know I'm always asking for stuff. Go to Instagram. Sorry, let me say it properly. Go to the Instagram and go to Brothers of Legacy. I'm under the Brothers of Legacy, looking for the symbol because I won't say it. There is another one. Go to the Brothers of Legacy and share, follow, and unfortunately, these broadcasts are not saved. So look for the clips and share those. And that's it. That's all I'm asking. All right. So because people on Instagram pretty much, and we're getting a few people coming through, coming in, coming out. But we need some folks to really stick and start sharing. All right, that's it. That's all. Appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Be safe. 988. If you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis, make sure you dial 988. Know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. Stay safe. Make good choices. And I think that's it. That's it. All hearts and minds are clear. Okay, great. Peace out.